There is a disease spreading through every city, every suburb, every quiet neighborhood on Earth, and it has no virus, no fever, no visible wound. You can't see it on a scan. Doctors don't test for it at your annual checkup. But researchers now say it is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The U.S. Surgeon General called it a public health crisis. 49 million Americans are living with it right now, and there's a very real chance you're one of them. This is the invisible epidemic, and it's called loneliness. Body, the science. Here's what most people get wrong about loneliness. They think it's about being alone. It's not. You can be surrounded by people at a party, in an office, inside a marriage, and still feel profoundly, achingly alone. Loneliness isn't a head count. It's the gap between the connection you have and the connection you need. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of feeling understood. Researchers at Baylor University tracked 7,000 adults over 9 years. What they found was alarming. People experiencing chronic loneliness had significantly higher rates of early death, not because they were unhealthy in other ways, but because social isolation actively degrades the body. When your brain perceives loneliness, it triggers a threat response. The same ancient alarm system your ancestors used when being cast out of the tribe meant death. Cortisol floods your system, inflammation spikes, your immune function drops, your heart works harder, your sleep fractures. Loneliness isn't just painful. It is physiologically destructive, and the longer it goes on, the harder it is to reverse. Pivot, the modern trap. So how did we get here? We are the most connected generation in human history. We have 5 billion people online. We have apps that can put a stranger's face on our screen in seconds. We have more ways to reach each other than any civilization that ever existed. And we are more alone than ever. The answer is deceptively simple. We confused contact with connection. A like on a photo is not the same as a friend sitting beside you. A group chat is not the same as a conversation where someone looks you in the eye. Digital interaction scratches the surface of our social need, but it doesn't reach the depth. And the more we substitute shallow contact for real connection, the lonelier we become without understanding why. Now, something even more unsettling is happening. Millions of people are turning to AI for companionship. Apps like Replika, Character.ai, and a growing wave of AI companion platforms are seeing explosive growth because lonely people are desperate for something that listens, responds, and never leaves. And we have to ask, is that a solution or is it a deeper trap? Resolution, the way back. Here's what the research actually shows us about rebuilding real connection, and some of it will surprise you. First, quantity is not the goal. Studies show that having even 1 or 2 deeply reciprocal relationships is enough to significantly reduce the health effects of loneliness. You don't need a social life, you need a real one. Second, vulnerability is the mechanism. Connection doesn't happen through small talk. It happens when 2 people are willing to be honest about something real. That discomfort you feel when you're about to say something true, that's not a red flag. That's the door. Third, proximity still matters. Digital interaction can maintain connection, but it rarely builds it. The research consistently shows that in-person time, with all its awkward silences and imperfections, is irreplaceable for forming the kind of bonds that actually protect your health. The Surgeon General's advisory recommended something almost radical in its simplicity. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to reaching out to someone without an agenda. No purpose, no transaction, just contact. 15 minutes. That's the prescription for an epidemic. A loneliness is not a personal failure. It is not weakness. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is a biological signal, as old as our species, telling you that something essential is missing. The question isn't whether you felt it. Most of us have. The question is whether you're going to let it quietly do its damage, or whether you're going to take it seriously, the way the science says we should. Because the research is clear. Loneliness is not inevitable, and it is not permanent, but it requires the same intentionality we give to our diet, our sleep, our exercise, and almost never give to our relationships. If this video made you think of someone, a friend you haven't spoken to in too long, a family member who might be quietly struggling, send it to them. Not as a message, as a reason to talk. That's what this is all for. Subscribe if you want to understand the human behind the behavior. We'll see you in the next one.